Yep, we've been talking about building this capture mechanism because there's three aspects to becoming a successful online marketer. And I'm definitely the business owner side of things. So it's, okay, this is awesome internet marketing skills. How can I relate this to my small business? And whether your small business is an actual brick and mortar shop, a service type business like what I'm in, or if you're looking at getting started, in business or have a solely online business. All of these are skills that are required in order to master effectively marketing on the internet. And just to recap for anybody just there, there's two aspects. Most people, for my business owners, if you're thinking business, ooh, I'm going to be listed online, it's you focus on when someone's searching for you, your product, your service, how do you get found? Is one aspect of things. Internet marketing and all the stuff that we've been covering this week and going to get a lot into next week as well is the idea of you're finding your potential customers and finding them before they're looking for your product, your service. So there's just two aspects with it. So most, especially for business owners, your competition is not out there looking for and doing these skills and looking for potential customers. They're just focused on how do I get myself found. And, that's only a certain percentage of the market. And we're going off of the lion's share of people who don't know yet that they want to do business with you. Perfect. So in regards to that, so you have the idea that, okay, we're going to be marketing online. There's three aspects with it. There's the capture. So what's going to actually intrigue somebody to do business with you? And this is what we're finishing today. So when we're talking about capture mechanisms, that's one, it's advertising. And two, where are you sending these people that are interested? You have to have something that catches their attention. With it. So this is where what's called a landing page and how you're going to be identifying these people that are coming across this traffic and whether or not they want to do business with you is all based on what they're going to view on a landing page, what's going to get them excited and pique their interest. Now, if if you've piqued their interest and they want to continue and get more information, then that's when they're going to quote opt in, which is they're going to give generally their email address, and then in return, you're going to give them more information, a free product, whatever it is that you're advertising that you've piqued their interest with. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So this landing page is what what people in general, or what we call traffic when we're talking in terms of internet marketing. So your traffic is going to see this landing page. If they like it, if they're interested, then they're going to continue through the process. So in order to make a landing page, we've talked about the psychology and the different methods that you need to include in your landing page. So now that you're at the stage that you're ready to actually do it, you have two options. You can do it yourself or you can choose to outsource it. Okay, just a reminder, we've covered this before, but remember, so this is kind of the anatomy of a landing page and these things. So it's a one-page sort of website that you can think of, but it's one page. You want it to be eye-catching. You need, the verbiage that you're using, all of this stuff, those call to actions, all of this needs to be included in your landing page. And if you're not sure what I'm referencing, definitely go back and check out those videos where we break down the different three parts in your landing page. But the three aspects of that is you need to be having a hook. So what's going to motivate them? You're going to make a promise to them. This is and call a lead magnet. Could be a free giveaway. You're going to solve the problem. So how are you going to solve the problem? The hook is your headline, what's going to initially get them to be interested and actually read or listen to and find out about your lead magnet. And then finally the call to action that you want them to opt in, click here, put your email address in here, this kind of aspect. So cool. So just remember, those are the three different aspects that you want in your landing page. Now, it really comes down to you. You can use generic landing pages, but the whole point of teaching you is that most people, one, are not including those, and also how do you know, which is getting better? We talked about split testing and trying it out, try different colors, things like that. So this is really where you have to jump in, get your hands messy, and really get down and figure out and become a marketer and learn this stuff and really understand and what goes into these different sales or the sales aspect of your landing page. So if you choose to outsource design, you're still generally, need to come up with, okay, how do you want it to look? What's the text that you want it to say? But if you want somebody to literally build that page for you, here's some different resources you can go to hire people. And exactly that, you can hire, a landing page designer. Keep in mind, if you're hiring people, you can definitely find people for cheap, but cheap generally means cheap results. So the more expensive people are also going to produce something that has a high perceived value, and that's definitely important. So on here, if you're going to outsource design, you need to take the more expensive route, because after all, if you're not doing it yourself, chances are you either don't have the time or you want it to look really good. So make sure that you pay for somebody to do a really good job. Because case in point, so somebody sees your website, they get to this landing page. If it looks really cheap and stuff, that's going to influence how many people are going to be doing business with you. So keep that in mind and make sure that you go for high perceived value. You want everything on there to look really good. And then also keep in mind that you need to pay per project and not per hour when you're hiring people. You do not want to get into the per hour thing. So make sure that you figure out a price and you get it down per project. And keep in mind too, if you're outsourcing, you want to be split testing. So you can talk to them in advance and have them design a couple different landing pages if you have things in mind. The other aspect too, you don't want them to make one and then, it's up to you, but you want an ongoing relationship, because as you're split testing and okay, you have 3 landing pages that somebody, that you got on Fiverr or something designed for you. Awesome. Now you're doing what I taught in previous things. You're using those rotators, you're sending traffic, you're looking at what your opt-in rates are, and now you want to go ahead and change something. You want to make sure that you can keep a relationship with your designer. So if you want to change something and say, oh, you know what, landing page, number 2 has good results. Now I want to tweak this and I want to try, let's try making, the background blue instead of green. You want to have that relationship with somebody, so that way you're not going to have to go and pay for somebody to go redesign a whole new landing page or something like that. So if you're hiring somebody, keep that in mind, and kind of set it up front. Hey, I'm going to be testing these out. If I want some tweaks and stuff, what would the cost be later on to go ahead and change things? So just keep that in mind if you're outsourcing as well. For the do-it-yourself aspect, so there's lots of different ones that you can use to create. The ones that we've personally used are in Get Response and Lead Pages are the ones, and I'm going to show you a walkthrough, and I personally am using Get Response right now, so the walkthrough is going to be in that. But those are 2 different ones that, people on our team have used, so if you choose one of those, we could definitely get you resources and trainings on how to use that if you'd say, if you'd prefer Lead Pages per se than Get Response. Get Response, it's okay. It's a little more basic, but it's also cheaper than Lead Pages, which I believe is about $60 a month. Get Response right now, it's just kind of included because it's a beta test, and, who knows how long that will stay. Anywho's, so in Get Response, super easy to create your landing page. So once you log in, you've already done this because for my previous tutorials, this is where you're going to be building your list or that email idea. And also, if you're going to be creating your own landing page, we created a web form, which is the actual box that people type their email address and then click submit. So that links to it. Now, if you're doing a landing page here, you actually don't need to worry about it. If you're going to be having a web designer, then that's where you had to use this web form thing to just make your box to include it on another landing page site. Anywho's, okay, so in this regards, just click on landing page. They have tons of different templates to choose from, so you are welcome to browse through all of them and just kind of see, which ones, and then you can also modify any of your templates. So there's, it doesn't say off the top of your head how many, but I would guess probably 100, 200, something like that. They have all sorts of different pages. So choose your one. So here's just an idea of a template. So super easy. So you can change any of this stuff. You can technically change background colors. You can change, what the verbiage is, sign up now and grab your copy. You can change that. This, by standard, all of these have email address and a name. If you don't want the name, it's easy to delete it. If you want to add other fields, like maybe in your business, you want to also get somebody's phone number, you can add, there's an option to add that in as well. Change any kind of pictures, text colors, it's easy to modify any of these templates. Here's another one. So in this regards, I just zoomed so you can see a little more about what it looks like. And all of these tools here, super easy to grab and drop. Literally, like if you want to put a video in here, you just click down and hold on it and it brings out a video. And I'll show you on the next screen because I got messy, but showing you what all the different things are. You want social icons, so then people can like your actual landing page on Facebook. That's important. So this little Twitter icon actually has a bunch of different icons there that will show you and add all the social links to it. You can add lines, bars, boxes, photos. If you want different buttons, all of those buttons, you can customize the names of the buttons. Pretty awesome. So as you can see, I made it messy, but really easy. So for this one, all I did was click and drag, and now I have a box for YouTube videos. I added random buttons, texts, all this stuff. I kind of just added in some text and different things so you could get an idea of how it looks like. And all of this stuff is super easy. And for sure, if you're not having good results on it, just reach out. Feel free to, we can definitely help you if you're having problems. GetResponse itself also is responsive if you need help too. So you can call their tech support and they'll walk you through anything that you're trying to muddle through with. Okay. Creating your own. So you literally cannot have a template. So this is one that I was just messing around with. So, you can change backgrounds and, adding logos and boxes and all sorts of different things. You can change backgrounds. It's pretty good to customize. And then just like I said, keep in mind with all this stuff, this is where your creativity comes down to it. So no one starts out as a master. So just start playing around with this. What words do you want to use? And that's why if you've gone through the training, it talks about, the different, you always want to be selling, the benefits, in this case, I said, start living the dreams on your vision board now, because it's a product that I was looking at, versus, saying, hey, this one technique, helped me or something. There's just different words you can use, and who knows really what works better. And that's exactly why design it, try it out, then you're going to test it. So you're going to be making 2, if not 3 landing pages for the exact same thing. So if I'm trying to sell, this thing for vision boards, I'm going to be having 3 different landing pages and then going through those steps that I already mentioned as far as rotating to split test and track your clicks and all of those aspects for these different pages. No one's going to start as a master. Just get in there and start playing around and see, oh, well, I did terrible. I only got, 10% of people that saw this actually took action, or 1%. Well, that's okay. Now you have a game, plan. Okay, that didn't work. Let me just go and revise it. And, just really get in there and just start getting the idea with it. If you're not going to start, you're never going to get better. Cool. And then once you actually design what your landing page you want it to look like, you have all of that stuff, then this is where you can go through, and it's the behind the scenes aspect. So you can name it. And like I said, you can put SEO things in here because this is a website in itself too. And hey, if you can rank it on Google, even better than having to pay to drive traffic. So just those kind of aspects with this stuff. This is, you can get subdomains and things like that. Or if you're going to be having it. So this would be if GetResponse uses it. And this is just the links that you're going to put in. Remember, we're talking about tracking codes, and each landing page has a different, domain or this URL. Well, this is what this is. So which you'll be using to track how many people actually see these landing pages. So hopefully that's putting together. So you're going to be making this page. The actual web address that shows you the page is what's going to be tracked. And then you take those tracking ones and rotate them in what your, the traffic, like the www that you want in your ad. And that's how they all fit together. So hopefully you guys kind of get a sense of that. And you can publish these on Facebook, so they're very socially friendly and all of that stuff. You can choose to have this confirmed opt-in, which I've gone through on other stuff and said, you definitely don't want that for the most part. However, if that's what you personally would like, it's up to your decision. But this means somebody saw your landing page, they're interested, they put in their email address, but before you actually send them anything, they have to go to their email and say yes, they want to receive it. So it's a two-step process. It means it makes somebody be really interested, but it also you're not going to get as many people interested that will go through that two-step process. So it's a catch-22, and you can decide what works best for you. Okay, and that's pretty much it for landing pages. Awesome.